Good morning and welcome back to your weekend unboxing here on Gaming with ADHD, where today we're going to be taking a look at the 2018 release of Robotech Attack on the SDF-1 from Strange Machine Games. Now, this has obviously been out for a while, and it's been on my list of games that I wanted to get because, for all intents and purposes, Robotech is responsible for me being as into all of this as I am. I watched the cartoon when I was a kid and absolutely loved it. And at this point, it's what led me into BattleTech, into other role-playing games, into pretty much anything in the tabletop gaming hobby. So when the license left Palladium Books, there suddenly became a big flood of games from different companies trying different things from the property. Now, some of them were more successful than others, but I managed to get myself a copy finally, and so we're going to take a look at it. So, this is just going to be an unboxing, just our first impressions. I literally know next to nothing about this game, except for one thing, but we'll get into that during the unboxing. But if you enjoy this kind of content, do make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. I try to put out a few videos each week covering anything from role-playing to board games to card games or anything in between, and I'd love for you to come along. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Whoop, we are zoomed in a little close. All right, so obviously, we're going to start off with a fantastic piece of Robotech art. We've got this SDF-1, which, if you're not familiar with, is a giant space battleship thing, and has a giant energy cannon. And in Robotech, the Earth is fighting against a race of giant aliens called the Zentradi. So basically, this is the one ship that the humans have. They're being attacked by this fleet, and so obviously in this game we're going to have to protect it. Alright, so just taking a quick look at the back of the box. It says it's a fully cooperative resource management story following the show, plus you get to play as iconic characters. Roy Fokker, Rick Hunter, Lisa Hayes, Captain Gloval, Claudia Grant, and Max Sterling. And then obviously we've got big stompy robots, which if you've been around the channel for a while, you know, is kind of my big thing. All right, you know what? Let's open this up and get into it. All right, so it does say up to 5 players and a game time of up to 2 hours. All right. Make sure we don't hit anything on the keyboard. All right, so we've got a big, all right, almost 30-page rule book. Obviously, all of our contents, figure stands, 2 different maps, it looks like. A visual guide to all of the big stompy robots and the enemy robots. The board for the game. Alright, so it looks like it's a scenario-based game. So the general story of the show is the SDF-1 ends up near Pluto and then has to make its way back to Earth, all the while being chased by the bad guys. And so that's essentially what we're doing here. So obviously the scenarios are probably going to tie into particular episodes. Now this is instructions for how to build the SDF-1, because basically the one thing I knew about this going in is they give you a giant cardboard stand-up SDF-1 to actually put in the middle of the board, and I am super excited about that. I am curious as to how well that will work as far as disassembling to put back in the box. All right, we've got scenario booklets. Okay, so this is interesting. So this is the training booklet, and it gives you 6 scenarios. And the scenario 1, Far From Home. But then... Okay, so it's different episodes within the scenario. Okay, so this is going to be kind of interesting because essentially, if you're getting about 5 or 6 scenarios per booklet, and we have 5 booklets, that's about 25 scenarios all told. That's a lot of content, especially for a scenario-based game. All right, we have character cards. So since it is cooperative, obviously you have different roles to play. So like Claudia and Lisa are bridge officers. So they're going to be able to do things with the actual ship. Rick Hunter is a pilot. Boards are single-sided. Captain Gloval, he's the captain of the ship. Max Sterling is an ace pilot. And Roy Fokker he's just awesome. If you know, you know. Anyway, so obviously everybody's going to have a different role, something different that they are trying to do. 4 quick reference boards. This is interesting. These are done on hard cardboard. A lot of times you'll see these just as like a standard playing card size, but they're making these nice, big, heavy duty. This game is a lot nicer put together than I was expecting. All right. We have 2 sheets of our components for the SDF-1. They are double-sided. The art on this is really, really good. The printing is fantastic. It's got a linen finish, so it may scratch up quite a bit, but we'll see. We then have a flat board. So one of the big things about the SDF-1, it can transform. It's a giant transformer. And so they're going to give us a board when it's just in the battleship's design. So, again, lots of icons determining where you are, what kind of things you're doing. So, cool. All right, the SDF-1 danger board. So, obviously, you're going to have to track a lot of information. More tokens. All right, I don't like when companies do this. Give us lots of white space. You know, you can fill this in with extra tokens, and let's be honest, it's going to add pennies to the design. Give me some more, RDF tokens or research tokens. I'm guessing they're research. They're little beakers. It's almost always a research token. But yeah, if you're going to waste space with this, I mean, there has to have been a better way to do it. They do have standees for the characters. They also produced acrylic standees. I have those. I'm not going to do a separate unboxing on them, but I do have them. All of these are obviously double-sided, still printed well. Again, I just don't waste space on the material. Use as much of it as you can. That is a major pet peeve of mine, is when producers don't use the full space. I mean, we're still getting a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about what they're giving us, but just find ways to use it. Add in some extra tokens, turn order markers. I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know exactly what all of the tokens are, but there has to be better ways to do it. All right, we will look at the board in a second because obviously it is the infamously small work table. All right, so story characters. So these are, I'm guessing, the bad guys. So we've got Chiron. Actually, let's zoom in. Miria Sterling, or Miria Perina. Sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the show. Ben Dixon. Everybody's favorite, Lin Min Mei. Rick Hunter as a combat pilot. And Max and Miria Ace Duo. Interesting. All right, baggies. If you're a longtime viewer, you know that I love when a company is going to give me lots of tokens and then the baggies to go with it. All right, 2 6-sided dice, very plain. Meh. A Zentradi bag. I like the fact that they went with green and yellow. Most common colors for the Zentradi in the show. So there we go. All right, we've got a couple of packs of cards. I do like that they have an organizer. I'm not entirely sure how useful it'll be, so we'll see. So, incidents, so basically just different events. Resources. I like how they used the bridge crew for the resources cards. But yeah, so these are just different events. Mecha orders. Okay, so this is just moving some of your tokens around the board. All right, and then got Zentradi orders. Zentradi invasion. Sorry, not going through a lot of these. Obviously, it's a lot of text without understanding how the game works. Not much there. And then the SDF-1 incidents. Again, bunch of text. All right, so our game board. All right, obviously is not going to fit very well in the infamously small work area. All right, so basically just different sectors, places to put your cards. So pretty standard as far as the board goes. It's really, really dark, so that's a little frustrating. When they make it too dark, it can just be frustrating to try and, you know, understand what you're looking at. But I think it's more just about, you know, marking out the sectors so that you know where all of the different pieces are. But regardless, this looks like it's going to be interesting. Co-op games can be very difficult to get right, but I'm obviously willing to give this one a try. It's Robotech, and yep, it's Robotech. That's really all I can say. So yeah, that is Robotech, the attack on SDF-1. Come back later, and I will have a review, so make sure that you're subscribed so that you know when that comes up. But also, I will have a couple links down below to our social media on Facebook or Twitter if you want to know when new episodes go live. But like I said, we'd love to have you come along and see what we have to share. So thank you very much for watching. Do appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.